Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and we're going to do the weekly B&B, the open discussion about the occult and magicians and witchcraft. And we're going to readdress again exactly what is going on, especially with this aircraft issues. And like we had seen months before, there was something about a ceiling effect that was highly locked. And when we see it and we actually calm down, you can see like it really slammed energy, as you can see by the look of my face. And when you see it and you actually look at it and you go, holy cow, like everyone is doing this, and then you're like, wait a minute, why does it stop? Why does it drop? Why does it do this? This is called residual affect um, incident, where you know that type of incident actually affects such a large scale of that many states. Even though it was a small craft, we've had multiple issues with it. And like I said, we had that issue of the vision of the way it looks like a rotor, and the way that the lines of the rotor to the brake pads, and how it had this golden egg and this like card, like just like drops to the ceiling effect down that you couldn't even see it. So we're gonna try 3 knocks. We already did one on the cards. See if we can unlock it. So we have this. We're gonna go do, and we're gonna go see. Like I said, usually magicians are really good, especially when it comes to occulted issues. We're the ones that usually can pick up on it, and whether it needs to be locked and blocked, stay put, stay away from it, or usually magicians like the ones from Bonnie and Clyde, the Texas Rangers, they had to work in pairs to threes to almost 9 people because they were so good at it. So let's take a look. When I say this noose, it's not literal, but it really is like this containment order that you can't do anything. This is something historically that is relative. It says family. The author is Shirley Jackson. But when you see wings, when you see containment order, and you see contentment to like family, to relative, it really is not literal of flight. It really means like go on and be about, and just do. Because when I see this cat, it's untamed venture, which is so disturbing. The wolf, it actually is like a search for adventure. And when you look at it and you say fantasy, it's not fantasy if it keeps happening. There's something odd. But when I see praying mantis, there's something about wit and fun about this. And it has quite the mastery. Now it just fell down, that energy. So that energy really is called a layeth. And a layeth is like an overlap and overlay of coming in and coming through. And it's like sheets of grain of like white, like I hear white rice paper. And when you come in and you see it, you can actually see the grains through it. And when you actually look through it and you go through it, I go like that, and I like absolutely keep it closed off. It will break apart naturally now that it's unlocked. But really, this is how scary the occult goes, because you just don't know what's hiding and what kind of stuff that they used to do whatever they wanted to obscure from everyone, to do a deed of whatever. But it really is going to affect the body. Like I had said, you're going to want to hunker down and still do your universal precautions probably all the way through May. There's something more with like sinus infections and bronchitis and pneumonia, and just not feeling right, to where you have like inflection of your voice and the tone of voice. And it's really odd, because usually I do have that Gaelic cogni, but it's just in, out, at least in my area in Connecticut. So when I see the eye, it really goes so hard that you have to go through. When you see this and you see creature's paw, it really is like you look at it as a layover. I see a 3 4 8 3 9 8 2, but then I see it like just sit, and I just see it sit. And when I see it sit, I go, holy cow, there's like a whole story to this. When I'm seeing it as like the 1823 on a 43 bay. So 43 Bay would actually mean white candle, gold candle, black candle with the pentagram to what they used to call a pentalan. And a pentalan is a layout where they would lay down and you would actually have like you would you all of a sudden you have people having pregnancies after that ritual. It was so bizarre, bizarre at times when they would do it. You can't even talk about some of the things that they used to do. So let's actually take a look at the Wild Unknown Tarot. What do we need to know further out for the rest of the week so we can stay safe and sane and we don't become a DEA nightmare with our OTCs because we're all plugged up. Literally, I'm not even joking at all. It's just coming right through as premonition. Here it is. So really, it's like this new journey, new beginning. And it's so derogatory that when you see the Eight of Pentacles, you go, holy cow, don't even like worry about it at all. This whole thing comes in through. There's like no there was like no skill to it, but it worked. Whatever has been happening with these heinous incidences with aircraft, and then everything else that comes through after it, that you sit there and you go, I just don't even know what else to say. I really don't. It's like family disrupts. Family disrupts. Son of Pentacles, it's young author. Young author. But it balances. They're like, how would that balance? This is heinous. So that is how the occult is. Let's actually back it up and see what type of witchcraft. I see white and I see blue. I don't see gray. I see something old like 1922 that they haven't soon enough, like a GREI that actually looks like fog. So when you see it like that and someone can actually see colors like auras and energy, that Five of Cups with the Two of Cups in reverse means there's going to be loss. And we're starting to see the issues with huge deficits. And we're starting to see the issues with how everything was handled with money. And when you see it, you go, holy cow, there was no teamwork in it. I really only see two people who actually did this. This was in the year 1827. That came out really quick. 1923, they solidified it again. Around 1937, which it would put right at the trajectory of Pearl Harbor, and that would really blow and tick it off. And when we say it ticks it off, it's like a ticker tape. So something would come in through the media and you would say right on the ticker tape. But it's odd. It's not Morse code either, but it is Morse code. I see the ships. I see the layout. I see the oil rig. I see the South of Bay. And then when I see the South of Bay, I say sit, because you don't even know what year it's going to actually truly come through. That is how hard the occult is. The witchcraft, though, this one hurts. It's so simple. It's like something that you could actually see in a book today. They're like, well, we just use it as a protector, like be at bay so we don't get into fights or anything like that. But when you see it, I have to say, is there any correlation with issues with China and the terrorists? I really feel it's Asian, but I see Caucasian. So when you look at it, this Eight of Wands in reverse, it's deceitful. That's why I sit and keep picking apart. Highly dictative, that whole incident with the Hudson. It is like a reverse liberation of a get it done, where you can't even believe how hard it is. So when I'm looking at it, it's showing me JFK right now. And this energy showing me JFK actually goes through. And it goes through the known. And it goes through the known on how he went through New York one day. And that was how like bad it was going through. So when you look at it in this loss of money, and then you see this whole Six of Wands come in and it's a victory, this is how like disturbing it gets. And then boom, right there. Look at this Ace of Wands on how it actually is a fire off. So as we have this pink moon, you're going to have this standstill of how Jupiter comes in. Like, I can't even get it out fast enough. Confirmed, like layovers. There's a pause coming in. There it is. Let's see in the poker cards, what do we need to know in the numbers in the suit? Here we go. What do we need to know? Feel free to leave a like, comment, or share. There is Three of Diamonds. What is everyone else saying with that whole Hudson as how it would be occulted, magician, or witchcraft? Because this is actually pretty big on what we were gaining and gathering through. And when we say gaining, it actually is like bringing in that energy of like what is going on, what is going on. This Three of Diamonds is not a cutout like it usually is on the table and a leave it be. This is, it doesn't want me to say it. It really is taunting. It really has a little bit of afterlife speaking through. It says, go for it, go for it, go for it. 10 of Spades literally says that you can't even believe how hard it is to actually do rowing, like sportsmanship. Like there's watching with this King of Clubs now. When I'm seeing the Eight of Spades, you see how hard it is to actually like do like communication. So I'm already hearing like stop with the poker cards because the Eight of Hearts goes through and says it was so set in to do it like a due date that you couldn't even go through it. It's almost like they're hitting energy blocks that you can't even hit through. And it's not fear mongering, like I always say, it's not warmongering. There's something about that, and people would actually identify that as like high turbulence. Here we go. Let's look at the Akashic Tarot. Here it is. This one was a little harder. Past unknown. I would have to say that when you go to actually past unknown and you're looking as someone who maybe works in aviation, you actually have to say that there is something just not right. And when there's something just not right, when you actually see streaks of light through the clouds, and then you actually see how everything goes, you go, you can't descend. And when you see descend, it's like an aviation purge. It's almost like feels like the bends. Journey, you try to go forward with like journey on like a go about order of your day, and you're just like, I'm here, and then all of a sudden you're in like two different worlds. Some pilots have experienced that, and when you see the light of the world in reverse, it really goes through so hard that you can't even do it at all. at all. But when you actually look at it and you say, holy cow, this one does not want me. It's another in mediumship. It says, no, 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 no. Go for it. Go for it. Try it. Try it. And go ahead and try it. Yeah, it really is GAF. And then I see two dogs. I see green towards. It's two. It feels like four. And then it literally states this. He goes, I'm literally like trembling. I'm actually trembling. I feel like intuitively you won't be able to sit still at times because the energy is just off, like a restless leg syndrome. And then I also see with the light in the world, I'm trying to get that light of the world in reverse out. You got gaff, you got this. It's really blocking it. Train derailment, green gold, gaff, cocaine, which was pretty prevalent in World War II. It's talking about a female who would be a hero, but it was a play on words the way they spelt heroin. It's an odd form of heroin that hasn't been around since the 1700s. It really was mixed with pyrite. So when you see it and you see the lightning bolt in reverse, it really is like stagnant, dull, thick energy after it settles down over the next couple of weeks. You're going to have the different views of the ego come right through. And then when you see it, it's cantankerous, as I said. It's the muse. And then all of a sudden, you just can't build anything through. You really can't build anything through. This card came out again. It is the Willow, and it really is nasty. Nasty, nasty. If you ever see Willow with the occult or birch. Willow usually means like a harsh, sharp ending. Harsh, sharp ending. Birch means birth. Let's look at the Starseed Oracle, and then we'll go to a rune. All right. There's something about higher learning and study that was surrounding it. It was see the light by staying grounded, a cosmic ancestor. This someone could be highly intellect, highly attuned, highly formed, highly like able and capable of anything. And it was doors are opening like a wild card. Like it's just like it'll just do it when it's supposed to, and then it goes like they were learning. Whoever was doing it, they were learning, and they were already really good at it. Seeing the potential, bringing on consciousness to light. I get this leery feeling of don't even go there right now. Don't even. I feel like everyone's going to see it naturally. There it is. Let's look at the runes. Let's do Peach Moonstone. Vidis, Sword, Warrior. When you see this, Charas, Trolling, Ulcer, like you're going to have a hard time, like a little bit of like acid reflux, like it just doesn't sit right in your stomach at times. Dega, it literally means like paperwork is just like abound, stacked. And when I see this, Manaz, It really is like a stroke of luck. It really is a stroke of luck. And then when you see this rune, it has to do with wealth. And then you actually see Hera like collecting. We literally just saw on the news about how Doge found thousands of secured unborn individuals who were secured with unemployment already. It's very disgusting. When you see LGs, everyone is highly defensive. And when you see Woon Ho, it's like sits there like smiling, like, yeah, that's true. It's good. It was gifted to us. Absolutely gifted. And you're like, how is that gifted? When you see Canoe and you see Torch also, you literally sit there and you say, it really passed the buck. It really passed the buck. And when you look at it, a Ross strength, there's just really nothing that you can do. You literally got to roll with it. There we go. Lastly, with this, you really have to just like do what you can on like going about your day on a way of like how you usually handle everything. But when you go and you do it, you can't get a standstill. Like people are edgy and they're very restless and to the point where you get restless yourself in a store. And when you see it that way, you go, holy cow, there it is. And then you drive down the road and then you get home and you're settled and you're absolutely fine. So then when you see it, then you see the news, you're like, yeah, there's something actually going to be revealed and unveiled as they have said. So with that being said, I'm hearing end it short tonight. There is a lot of energy that's going to come off that river and towards everywhere, especially after they've had 3 in a short period of time, that you can't understand why people are like can you even believe like this is actually happening? So with that being said, that's all you have to say right now. And we will talk to you soon. You can't even like the mediumship is just interference all day long. We'll talk to you soon. Leave a like, a comment, a share, and we will be here soon. You can't even get it out. Have a good night.